Hi guys, what's up? Welcome. How are you? For today, I am serving some Burberry-esque scarves from TJ Maxx. You know what I'm saying? For $12.99. I love it. And I'm also wearing these really cute earrings that I bought from TJ Maxx as well. I miss that store, I have to tell you guys. Okay, so for today's video, I have something brand new to share with you all. The only person that knew that I was uploading this video was Emma. I kind of brainstormed with her a little bit, shared with her my idea, and she absolutely loved it. Love her, she's so cute. So last week I uploaded a video where I discussed just makeup products that didn't work out for me. And as I was pulling stuff from my drawers, there were other things that I also pulled out, and I'm like, you know, I don't think these products are bad. I just honestly lost my love that I used to have for them. Do you guys ever have that you like purchase something, you're obsessed with it, and then like a year down the road you're kind of like, I'm not feeling you anymore? And it's not like you hate it, and it's not like you would really want to declutter it, but it's like, what was the love I once had for you? You know what I'm saying? So I have a decent amount of products that I want to share with you guys. For one reason or another, they're just not my like holy grails, my obsessions anymore. But again, I wouldn't want to get rid of them. But if I would, I'd probably give it to a family member or something, or someone who can get use out of these products because they're not bad. I just personally lost interest. Let's go ahead and get started. I think this is gonna be a blast. If there are any products that you guys lost interest in, please let us all know down below. I'm really curious to know about this information. Okay, let's go. So the first product that I have here is a primer, and this is the Origins Pore Perfecting Cooling Primer with Willow Herb. So if you guys have been subscribed to my channel for a long time, I want to say at least 2 years, you will know that I used to be absolutely in love with this. It was my go-to primer. I love that it came out in a cooling way. And it just kind of like sunk into the skin. I use a decent amount of it. I think there's maybe like a quarter left, so I got a ton of use out of it, but I don't know, after some time I just kind of stopped using it because I purchased other primers, you know, started testing other things out, and this one kind of fell in the back of the drawer in a way. So that's probably why I pretty much fell out of love with this one. And then also I feel like, I don't know, as time goes on, it's just not one that I gravitate towards. Like I see it and I'm like, you know, you used to be the one, but I don't think you are anymore. I mean, I don't hate it, but I just, you know what I'm saying? The next thing that I have to share with you guys is a perfume. This is the Coco Mademoiselle perfume by Chanel. I used to be obsessed with this. Like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm just not that into the scent anymore. It's interesting to me that I was once, because I can't see this being a scent that I really like absolutely love. I think that my mother would really enjoy this. I feel like it's more of like a mature scent. So I'm gonna probably give this to her. I mean, I do like how it's kind of situated on my vanity, and maybe I'll use it occasionally, but definitely not as in love as I used to be. That's why here's a tip for you guys. A lot of the times I'll purchase the small size of a perfume. I used to be the type where I used to purchase the biggest perfume size bottle because it's usually a better value, but I realized with myself that after some time, just a lot of times I'm just over that scent, you know. And thank goodness I have my sister, my sister-in-laws, my mother to get my perfumes to, so it never goes to waste. But yeah, it's sad, but it's like, I'm not into you anymore. No, I'm not feeling it. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to speak to you guys about is an eyeshadow palette. Let's spice things up here for a bit. This right here is from Too Faced. I know. It's just like, I don't know what to say. So this right here is the Clover Eyeshadow Palette. I'm actually surprised, like as to why we haven't seen this at TJ Maxx yet. I can totally see I can totally see this palette being there, because I think it was really popular maybe like 2 years ago when it came out. I think it came out 2018, October 2018. I remember it was around my birthday. And I did a review, all of that, and I did like it. I used it a few times. After some time, this shade right here had major hard pans, so it was really hard to use. And then again, as time just went on, I felt like I wasn't like so inspired by this palette. I mean, I kept it and I love it because of the packaging. This is like the cutest thing alive. This little like Clover man with his little butt, and it says yes on it. It's just like, it's the cutest thing ever. So it's really hard for me to part from this, and it's sad for me that I kind of lost like that love that I used to have for it, because it has a really nice amount of neutral shades and then pops of colors as well that you can kind of, you know, spice things up with if you want. But I don't know. What can I do to inspire myself to use this again? Let me know. Next palette that I have up is this one. Again, I know. I don't hate any of these. I want to just make that extremely clear. I just don't find that I use them way too much, but I wouldn't want to get rid of them. I'm repeating myself right now because I want to just make that clear. But basically, this used to be an obsession of mine. This is the Urban Decay Born to Run eyeshadow palette. I actually gifted one of these to Emma, I think, and she absolutely loves it. Oh yeah, she wore it a few times when I met up with her at TJ Maxx. She's so cute. She always like does these like cool hot looks, and she's like, you inspired me. I'm like, what? You inspired me. This is an amazing palette. I love the fact that it comes with a nice amount of neutral shades and a ton of cool tone shades. You get great transition shades. This palette is gorgeous. Like, For real, softness galore. And every time I wear this, I just feel like very clean. I just feel like a clean cookie. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I wear eyeshadow, I feel like I look dirty. Like it just doesn't look good. But with this one, I always loved the look I came up with this. So I'll tell you what it is. I think that a lot of times with makeup, I can associate memories with those specific products. And I'm sure you guys probably have that too, or do that as well. So this came out 2 years to date, I want to say. And okay, this is going to be TMI or like, okay, we don't care. But I'll tell you anyway. So 2 years ago was when my boyfriend and I, of 3 years, broke up. I remember that a lot of the times I used to put his address for packages and stuff. Urban Decay did send this over to me. But I used to put his address because a lot of times I wasn't home and I just didn't want to like be around, laying around doing nothing. So packages used to arrive at his house, and whenever he had a chance, he used to just drop it off. So I remember that this package was the last package he ever dropped off, and it was like a nice warm, almost summery day because it was in May. And you could tell by the way he came up the stairs, he was so pissed and annoyed and just like over what was going on between us, I guess. So basically, like, he just dropped the package, and then like usually we would hang out and just like watch a movie or something, or get something to eat, and then he just like turned around and left, and I'm like, oh, like, where are you going? And he's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, because we were kind of on and off before that. We tried to make it work, and then I said no, and then he said no, and then I said yeah, and then he said yeah, and then he said no, and then I said no. But then he said no, and then we blocked each other. So yeah, that's how it ended. But yeah, that's the memory that I have with this palette. I mean, I got so much use out of it, and I didn't think of it as anything at that time, but then as time goes on, I see it in my drawers, and like the first thought that comes to mind is that experience. And yeah, so I need to make new memories with this palette because it's absolutely gorgeous and I'm obsessed with it, but I just feel uncomfortable using it because of the memory that I attach to it. I need to stop. The next few things that I want to share with you guys are MAC lipsticks. So I used to be like literally on every single MAC collection release ever. I have so many different limited edition collections here, from the Kelly Osbourne collection, Nicki Minaj, Ellie Goulding, what else? Trolls. This one was such a popular one, Giambasti Valley, I don't know how to pronounce it. And then I have even more like here, like this one. So yeah, okay. I used to be like literally in love with the MAC lipstick collections, especially, and in general the MAC lipsticks. Usually when I picked up anything from their collections, it was always like a lipsticks, like it was a thing. And I feel like, I don't know, like years ago MAC used to be so popular, but like now it's not that popular anymore. And I just kind of feel like times have changed and people are just not as obsessed. And it just, in life, it shows me that nothing in this life is guaranteed and nothing in this life is forever. Anyone in my personal life that I spoke to, they only knew about MAC. And I also only knew about MAC then until I actually ventured out. The first huge like high-end purchase I've made was with MAC. I was 17, I remember. So yeah, I mean, I just feel like I just don't really reach for these anymore. They really don't spark joy. Again, it's not something that I would want to declutter because I still don't know if I'm there yet with you guys. I don't want to get rid of you. But at the same time, they're just sitting, and I'm not sure if I still want to collect these or not. I mean, I don't jump on MAC collections anymore, really, unless they're on sale or if I'm really feeling it. But yeah, it's just interesting how like once this was something so like meaningful to me, and now it's like it doesn't mean the same. Next, I want to speak to you guys about more lip products. These are the ColourPop Lippie Stix. So I believe that these were the first lip products that ColourPop released, and I want to say one of the first items they released in general. I know they released the Super Shock eyeshadows, and then these were like kind of revolutionary at the time. I feel like a lot of brands just didn't do these. These were also like amazing because they were so affordable. They're kind of color coordinated, so like the color of this is the color of the lip product. And then you can see the colors on top here. They had, I want to say, hundreds of shades to choose from. I used to purchase these like no other. These were amazing, and they still are amazing, but I just don't find that I use them a ton. I also really don't hear anyone speak about them anymore. And I don't know, again, I just don't care about these as much as I used to. Like a few years ago, I felt like I really needed to have, some of them are pretty dry. A few years ago, I felt like I really needed to have these in my life. And like if I didn't, I just kind of felt like FOMO vibes. But now, do they even release these anymore? Do they make them anymore? I don't even know. I haven't seen them release something like this in a very long time, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, with all of their new collections, I don't recall seeing these. Starting from this shade right here, I have Out of Sync. Then I have Choker. Then we have Ziggy, and then Grunge. So these are only 4 out of like the 50 I think I have. I've decluttered a little bit throughout time here and there, but a part of me kind of wishes these would come back and they would be as popular as they used to be, because they were just like, they were good products. They had so many different finishes, tons of colors to choose from, and they were easy, like go-to fast lip products. But yeah, I don't know. Now I'm thinking they probably don't make it anymore, and I don't hear anyone speak about it. So yeah, I don't know. I look at my ColourPop like display of products, and sometimes I'm just kind of like, I'm ready to declutter so much, but then sometimes I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm still indecisive about that. We'll have to see. Next, I wanted to speak to you guys about the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Eyeshadow Palette. So this right here is in the like thicker package. Now they actually make this like in the thinner packaging. That's like as thin as, let me show you, like the Clover palette. Here, let me show you. So you could see, like this one is definitely thicker than this one. So this is definitely like an OG product. This was, I want to say, my second high-end palette. My first one was the Naked Urban Decay palette. Yeah, the original one, which I still have. I would never get rid of that because it's like hold a special place here. But yeah, this is like the second high-end palette that I purchased. I remember this shade right here. This shade and this shade used to be like my go-to. I did not know what I was doing. It always looked like someone punched me in the face in my eyes, because I never knew how to build up transition shades. It would just like boom and boom. I've come a long way with these, but yeah, with this palette, I feel like firstly the quality is just not the same because I had it for so many years. I want to say 5+ years for sure. And then also like the shades and tones of this palette just really don't speak to me anymore. I'm thinking maybe I should just create a look just to see like what the vibe is like, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like this used to be everything. It was like one of the like best-selling eyeshadow palettes of its time. And now I kind of feel like with Too Faced palettes in general, like none of them really ever have that name anymore. Yeah, like it's just not really known anymore. I don't know. Anyway, so it's kind of sad for me, but yeah, this is something that I used to be in love with, and I kind of like fell out of love with it. The next thing that I wanted to speak to you guys about is just one that you guys are gonna be like, what? So this right here is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette. I actually really do enjoy Jaclyn Hill. I'm subscribed to her. I do watch her videos occasionally from time to time. I follow her on Instagram as well. And yeah, I appreciate her as a person. I feel like everyone has their story, you know? So I of course wanted to purchase this to support her, and also I really like the color story. I do own her Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brushes as well, which I rave about all the time. But yeah, this is a palette that I purchased, what, like 2 years ago I think is when it came out. And I used to be like obsessed with these shades right over here. Like this was like my jam, and then I popped into these shades. These weren't shades I used much, but yeah, I did get a ton of use out of this palette. I want to say that when I started going on dates after me and that guy broke up, me and my boyfriend, please, I don't like to say that, but yeah, ex-boyfriend. After that, I used to do like a ton of looks with this palette, and then Baby Natasha Denona palettes, which I've spoken to you about. Like whenever I used to go on a date, it was 2 Natasha Denona palettes that I use and this palette like all the time. And like it was really my go-to like going out kind of palette, and then I use it for videos as well and all of that. And yeah, I just don't know. I don't feel like I reach for this anymore. I kind of feel like maybe it's associated with like sad memories that I have of when me and that guy broke up and how my life was and everything at that time. So I'm just thinking that's probably what it is. When I used to go to therapy, he told me that you need to, if you associate a memory with something, you should try to associate that memory with something else. He said, use it at a time that makes you happy, like if you're on vacation or spending time with friends, and the way you think of that product will totally change. And I did that with a few things actually, and it's totally true, but it's very hard to transition. I mean, it's like, it might sound simple and it's like, okay, what's the big deal? But you know what I mean? Okay. Next, I wanted to speak to you guys about these foundations from Givenchy. So I want to say also about like 1.5 to 2 years ago, these were like my holy grail like foundations. I think that this one honestly is almost done. Looks like there's this much product left. This much product left. Well, this much product left. I love what this did for my skin. It looked just flawless and fresh and clean. Maybe it's old, maybe it is, I'm not sure. But yeah, I feel like I haven't used it for at least a year-ish, and by my last declutter, I didn't get rid of it. I'm not really sure why. Maybe I thought I was gonna keep using it, but I haven't used it since my last declutter, which was almost a year ago. Thinking about it now, there are a few other luxury foundations that I've tried, and if I had to choose one, I probably wouldn't choose this one again. I think that I really enjoyed the Guerlain one. That was such a good one. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I don't know. These have just not been sparking any joy in my life. Then finally, I wanted to speak to you guys about the MAC and Cinderella Highlighter. So this came out a few years ago, over 5 years ago for sure. Here's what it looks like. Honestly, this has major heart pan, and yeah, very disappointing. So basically with this one, listen. Every time like I start doing that, I have to finish off that song and then like move on with my life. Anyway, this was very popular at that time, and I think the collection sold out within minutes. I want to say that I feel like a lot of people stopped purchasing a lot of MAC products because I realized that a ton of their products, at least a lot of their older collections, had hard pan almost immediately, like almost like that. I remember purchasing this and I wasn't even able to really use it like twice because right away it pretty much had hard pan, and it was really disappointing because this was like 30 something dollars and I really wanted to love this and use it. And that's probably why I feel like, I don't know, this is what it is. I think that MAC probably thought that they could just do their own thing and do whatever they want and this would be okay, and then people kind of were like, yeah, I don't think so. So maybe that's also why people started losing interest, because packaging of the products they released were the cutest ever, but when the product on the inside is like this, it's like, how do you expect people to kind of repurchase and still be obsessed? Like, but now I don't think that they actually have this issue because they're not up there anymore and they really want everyone to purchase their products ASAP. You know what I'm saying? This is a product that I personally cannot declutter as of yet because I love Cinderella, I love Disney, you guys know that. So it really held a special place in my heart, but I haven't used it in over probably 7 years because of this. I feel like very wasteful. And I know you can kind of like fix the whole hard pan situation. I try to do a little bit, scrape the Scotch tape thing. I don't know, I feel like it's just, the whole thing is hard pan. Anyways, that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know for sure what you thought about this one. Definitely let me know if you guys want to see a part 2 to this. I think that I could definitely like whip up a decent amount of just makeup products that I loved, that just didn't, like, I just don't really use so much anymore, but I don't want to get rid of all of that. So yeah, let me know. I'm looking forward to reading your comments down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.